по цілому світу відзначували День Незалежності України. І всюди якось по-іншому. В Торонті під патронатом Генерального консулату України в Канаді була презентація про історію татарського народу в Криму.
With this said, welcome to Lighthouse Art Space at our exclusive preview of Ukraine, our home. It's an immersive series of immersive stories. It is second year in a row that on this special day, the day of Ukraine's independence, we gather here to celebrate our rich culture and demonstrate gratitude to everyone who continues to support Ukraine. Wherever the Ukrainian heart beats in the world, there is Ukraine, said Vyacheslav Chernovil, a prominent Ukrainian dissident and politician. Tonight, the Ukrainian hearts beat here in this gallery. You will be immersed in the unique artworks of Ukrainian Canadian and Crimean Tatar artists. Many of these works have never been presented publicly before. Art that you will see today was fueled by a love for historical home and the beauty of motherland. Most importantly, these very emotions are the seeds that generate hubs in Ukrainian communities around the world to preserve Ukrainian culture and heritage.
We are celebrating this 32nd anniversary really in a very hard time. This is the second year of the ongoing aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine. This is unprovoked war and unprovoked aggression. It brought a lot of sufferings, destructions to our cities, to our communities. This exhibition is a part of, a tribute, recognition of the important role of the Ukrainian community, which started their life here on a new territory, on a new land, but they brought their culture, their heritage. They brought their language and their faith, and they managed to preserve it, and they managed to develop the art with deep Ukrainian roots here, and we will all see their masterpiece, their works here during this exclusive preview of the exhibition. It's also about the indigenous people of Ukraine and the Crimea, the Crimean Tatars, who suffered as well altogether with Ukrainian people in different times of our common history, and who have been persecuted by Stalin regime, but they were not broken, and they also managed to preserve their culture, their identity.
Since 2014, the Crimean Tatar people have faced untold hardships and human rights abuses. And that's a story that hasn't been told enough. And in the context of everything that's happening in Ukraine, there's so much horror, so many human rights abuses across Ukraine. There's genocide being committed every day in Ukraine. I think it's all the more important that we tell those stories. Just a few months ago in the House of Commons, I introduced a motion that was passed unanimously by Canada's Parliament that recognized the Surgunlik, the deportation of the Crimean Tatars in 1944, as a genocide. And I think that was one small step we can take in raising awareness about the plight of the Crimean Tatar people. And I thank you for your leadership. We think about your people every day, and they will only be free when Crimea is once again part of Ukraine, and we won't give up until that happens. Victory is the only option for Ukraine, and it's the only option for Canada, in my view, because if we want to stop genocide, the human rights abuses in Crimea, the starvation around the world, global inflation, if we want to secure Ukraine's security and our own security, then Ukraine needs to win this war, and it needs to win it decisively, so that every inch of Ukraine's territory, whether it be Crimea or Luhansk and Donetsk, are all part of Ukraine.
1991 became a milestone in the history of Crimean Tatar people. After almost half a century of exile, Crimean Tatars started to go back to their homeland en masse and started to build their lives from scratches. The first years were not easy for both Ukrainians and Crimean Tatars, but none of us will forget that wind of freedom and the air of the motherland. Despite our differences, a single nation, political nation, began to form in Ukraine, and 2014 confirmed this. The Crimean Tatars, in one impulse, stood up for the defense of Ukrainian statehood in Crimea. Once again, I want to congratulate you with the Independence Day. Crimea is Ukraine, and Slava Ukraini.
Last year, with the support of the Ukrainian National Federation, the festival premiered Ukraine, Land of the Brave, our first attempt at a remote satellite program right here at the Lighthouse Immersive. Today, we are delighted to announce or introduce Ukraine, Our Home. This immersive experience is a modern tribute to the great Tatar people, or Tatar people, of Krim or Crimea, their homeland, and an important part of our festival satellite programming this year. This year, another first for the festival, under the patronage of the Consul General of Poland, Magdalena Pleszkowska, and the Consul General of Ukraine, our host this evening, Alexander Shevchenko, we will be presenting Spirit of Ukraine. This is a special gala concert that will be showcased on Wednesday, September 13th at the Living Arts Center in Mississauga. This concert will be conducted by Dr. Andrzej Robinki and soloists Petro and Pavlo Primak from the National Opera of Ukraine in Kyiv, presenting the best of Ukrainian song. This is a presentation of gratitude to the Polish community for supporting Ukraine during this war.
This is a wonderful exhibit of cultural magnitude, and the Ukrainian National Federation in its 93-year tenure has strived to keep Ukrainian culture alive in Canada and showcase it for Canadians of all walks of life.
I would like to acknowledge the creative contributions to this exhibit of Осередок Ukrainian Cultural and Education Center in Winnipeg, Rock and Light Multimedia, First Theatrical Charitable Foundation, as well as the support of Ukrainian Institute, Consulate General of Ukraine in Toronto, Embassy of Ukraine in Canada. The exhibit Ukraine Our Home will be available for public viewing as part of Bloor West Village Toronto Ukrainian Festival on September 16th and 17th. The tickets are available on pay-what-you-can basis and are available at lighthouseimmersive.com.